Good morning, April 21st, 2020. First day of spring solstice. Here we are. Summer's coming. I sure hope the pandemic's over before bikini season. Nonetheless, today I want to talk a little bit about the idea of theory of knowledge of things in themselves. In other words, you could go to a baseball game and watch a baseball game and understand how it works and enjoy it and understand baseball on one level. But if you go play baseball or have played baseball or softball, then you understand the ontology of baseball. Ontology. It's the theory of the thing in itself. The theory of the knowledge of the thing in itself. In philosophy, we do a study under epistemology. It's called epistemology. It means studying the theory of knowledge of all things. Language, math, science, all of it. Observation, English itself, every language, its reality, how things came to be. And ontologies look at the things in themselves as they are. So it'd be one thing to watch people go bowling. It'd be another thing to go bowling yourself. It'd be another thing to get good at it and understand the ontology of bowling. But it would be possible to understand the ontology of bowling and not be able to bowl theoretically. So that's kind of bizarre. But what we have now is we have politicians all over the United States making directives and edicts, like in Michigan, where she determined you couldn't go out to your boat, or you couldn't go fishing, or you couldn't go back to your property. And, excuse me, even though your house is, on private property, the governor there in Michigan tried to, and of course the people spoke, and things are going to change. And the reality is the pandemic will go on after this, and there will be people get sick and die. It's going to be part of it. And but we've lessened the severity of it. And hopefully in the next few weeks, month or so, we'll be able to get back out. Now, so the idea is we need people in life to help us on every level that are knowledgeable in their field. This means, like, if you're an attorney, we need you for that. If you're a rescue person, a medical person, or a law enforcement person, you need to know those ontologies for us, because not everyone can know every ontology. But what we have right now is a lot of people who talk really, really big, and they get elected, and the truth is, when you hear them start discussing what's going on, they really don't know the ontologies of anything. Of disease, of history, of war, of real world politics, of the planet, of earth, of nature, of science, math. People get degrees and never remember anything outside of their job. So as long as we have people helping us in politics or harming us, as the case may be, that don't know the theory of knowledge behind things, all things, as many things as you can know. I don't care if it's welding, planting tomatoes, and barbecue. You got to know all of that, right? I mean, isn't that the goal, to know all you can? I mean, if not, why are you here? And why would you want to engage in something like this and not know what the hell's going on? It doesn't make sense to me. So what do we got? We got a lot of people in power who don't know what the hell's going on. Sounded like that was coming. Extrapolation, they would call that, by extrapolation of logic. So we're in trouble a little bit. We got to think about this in the future when we vote. We got to have people who have real life experience doing what they're going to help us with. That means somebody's got to understand poverty, medicine, humanity, all of it, art, science, math, all of it. Why? The language itself, how language is a barrier to us. And unfortunately, some people train themselves in the ways of language. Aristotle tells us in the rhetoric, Aristotle's rhetoric, over 2,300 years ago, that some people will take the language and abuse it to harm us, to the part of harm. And Aristotle said, nonetheless, I'll teach it to you anyway. and hope that virtue wins, because I still believe it will. He believed in goodness and virtue and living a life of happiness, which is what we all seek and will never be able to attain to in quarantine. So the day is coming that we'll all understand the ontologies of pandemics now in the future, right? And how that we were delivered flu vaccine by the CDC here in the United States for over 20 years. They gave people the wrong flu vaccine, H1N1. Oh, hell, the flu, we gave you H1N1 vaccine. Oh, hell, the flu was H1N2. What? That was 20 years. I've never had a flu shot. You know, I don't want the flu. Stay back if you got it. But the reality is, wake up. History. What is it? George Santayana, Spanish-American philosopher. Those who do not remember history are destined to repeat it. And on a peaceful note, I hope you have a good day. Take care, y'all. Peace out.